Hey folks, how you doing? Welcome back. It's Charlie. It is Sunday morning, July 14th, 2024. It's what time is it? It's 5:53 in the morning. I've been I've been up actually since 3:30 in the morning. I left work. I asked if I could leave when I clocked in. After a while. About 4 hours later, just trying to get the minimum. Like I said, just really exhausted from working, and it's just been, how like when you get really tired and you get to that stupid, silly, loopy kind of sensation. Oh yeah, yesterday was all that. It was all giggles and just laughing at stupid stuff, and we were just fucking around, and plus I was just getting a headache. I was really exhausted, and so I had asked my managers if it was okay if I could, before I hit my fifth, if I could leave, and they said, yeah, no problem, we got you covered. So I would say, I think I was scheduled from 12:30 to 8. So during the last, I would say, right around maybe the 30 minutes of before clocking out is when the whole assassination attempt went down. And I was like, oh shit. And the information was coming in quickly and stuff like that. And I was telling my first train of thought, honestly, with everything that's going on, and this whole campaigning season has been more controversial, and it was about to get really volatile. I think a lot of you folks can agree with that it was something was bound to happen. Even with all the talk and rhetoric, they're gonna plan an assassination and all that. Yeah, I was kind of like on board with that. There's always a possibility, just throwing back to the Kennedy era and Reagan and everything else. So it's just my whole mindset here, being in California and in Los Angeles County, the volatility of the community, of everybody's thinking, with something like this happening to such a key political figure, depending on who, it could be anyone, someone on the left, someone on the right, just getting something in their disturbed, sick little mind, and then just taking that and running away. All it takes is one little spark, right? Because everything right now is just, our country seems to be one big bowl of just fuel waiting to be reignited again. So I was telling my friends, hey, and some of my friends that are more on the conservative side also being brought up. Now, mind you, I work with a lot of definitely under 30-year-olds, and some just still in school, some break, and some just doing what they're doing as young folks. So I'm trying to tell them, hey, blah, 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 just be careful, because just be kind of vigilant, be aware tonight, maybe tomorrow, or the next couple of days, anything could happen, society could just do it. I'm just, trying to educate them, because it seems that when I try to tell them something, I'm like, God, didn't they teach you? Well, they didn't teach us shit in school. And I'm like, well, and then I go right back, well, didn't your parents teach you? No. The look on their faces usually is like, no, are they supposed to? Kind of assumption of that school. You're supposed to learn from what you can learn from school, and then going back to your parents and asking, and your parents are supposed to teach you. So I guess for the last generation or so, they haven't done. This is why I keep saying that my generation, me, for the most part, they fail, which is now what? The grandfather's generation? So I should would have like a lot of grandkids or assumption of grandkids, and I don't. What do I know of? I'm pretty certain I don't. Either way, so when I was clocking out, after I clocked out and I went up, three of my other coworkers were taking a break or on their lunch or whatever. I'm like, hey, you guys hear what happened? One of the young ladies immediately took off her headphones. She's like, yeah, I just heard. Yeah, and the other two just didn't know. And I said, well, there was an attempt. There was this assassination attempt on President Trump. And I'm like, oh. And quickly, the one young lady, the first young lady that removed her headphones, said, oh, yeah, reports are that it was a BB gun. And I had already seen that it was, I heard the shots, on that video. Everything was coming so quickly on X and everything else. And Instagram was actually also just putting briefs on what was going on. So I'm like, oh, crap. And they had already said that one person, it seemed to be that one person was killed, and the assumption that maybe other bystanders and rally participants were probably injured or whatnot. But that Trump was hit, we don't know what to extent, et cetera, et cetera. And it was just the photo with the blood on him, with the Secret Service around him and stuff. That's a pretty bad, that is going to be an epic photo, right? With the blood and everything. That's the warrior president. That's what he's being called, and I wholeheartedly agree now. That's the fucking Mad Max of politics right there. Fucking Mad Max. So, oh, okay, a BB gun, and I didn't correct them or anything, and I just let them go because, well, honestly, the three ladies, I know definitely two of the ladies are more on the, I think the alphabet community and stuff like that. The other young lady, I'm not so sure, but young people are very impressionable and go with everything that is like trendy or think it's cool. So I'm like, oh, a BB gun. And I'm thinking, yeah, that was no BB gun. Well, they also think that it could have been staged, and I'm thinking, that's what they're saying. That's what you're hearing from whatever sources on your choice of channels or information. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, and I'm trying to explain to these three young ladies, because they're female. Just be careful tonight, maybe going home or whatever. You never know if it on the train or bus or, people, oh, yeah, well, and they're just like, yeah, whatever, okay. So I grabbed my stuff, put on my backpack, and just started walking out. And the door in our break room kind of closes slowly. It has that piston drive. So as I'm walking out, I can hear the murmur and then them laughing because of what I said. And then the door closed, and I'm thinking, oh, man, oh God, just watch over them. Just kind of keep them safe, just in case anything does happen, because they don't know, or they don't want to know, or they just think they're too damn, I don't know. But honestly, that was the hardest thing, is to hear these three young ladies just laughing at what I was saying to them, and I wasn't saying anything wrong. And I even told them, I go, look, whether this person that did what they did, whether they're on the left or the right, or just some crazy individual that has a beef with something and maybe too much politics and rhetoric and news just got to this person, and this person just snapped and decided, and probably, and I was telling this to them, it doesn't matter if this person has any political affiliations to any one side or nothing, or aliens. The thing is that just all it takes is another cuckoo to see this, and then it just starts off everything, just like a wildfire. That's all it is. And that's what I was trying to convey to them. That's everything that I try to convey to my friends and my coworkers and everything. Is that they, for the most part, a lot of their parents have just not really taught them. And yeah, because I don't have my kids with me, especially my daughter, I do have that paternal instinct of trying to educate them and trying to teach them, especially when something that they think is, and I'm like, well, no, Bella, it's like this, and I go, well, check, and I'll always tell them, I go, look, here it is, go check for yourself, you're just listening to this and this and that, go, here's the real deal, or at least have some sort of definition. And the wise man listens with both ears, not just with the left. And that's exactly what, for the majority of my coworkers are. Nothing against them. Everyone's still young. Everyone's still finding their place in who they are and what they want to be, and whether it's religion, political, personal, or societal. It doesn't matter. I'm just trying to offer them some sort of information other than just one place that they follow. But honestly, that was for the three young ladies. I guess they are smarter. They must be more knowledgeable in whatever it is. I do tend to find that when I do speak to the male side of they're a lot more, and even the males that are on the alphabet side of the community, they're more responsive and they actually listen more. And the ladies, just with the exception, there's a couple, don't get me wrong, not all the ladies, but for the most part, there's like three or four. But I just hope that nothing further of this comes out. They posted a photo of the guy that was killed and everything. And yeah, there is a lot of questions with the Secret Service. How did they miss the ladder? How were they not paying attention? Across the way on another rooftop with the two other snipers, Secret Service or police, whoever they were. Yeah, you could hear the shots, and they get down. They're looking in their scope. They obviously already had this person in their sights. Still more to come, right? I guess that's all we have to do is just find out more details. So, yeah, I've been up since, like I said, 3:30 this morning, and my body just had its fill of sleep, and I feel so much freaking better. Even yesterday morning, I was really out of it. I felt just all fumbly, I just felt really clumsy and awkward. Shit, I couldn't even hold the stupid broom that we use. So, I guess it did come to pass. Whether this person, it seems that this person was just a lone nut. That looks to be Caucasian. I don't know, late 30s seems to be. But thank goodness that it wasn't more severe. This person could have just made their attempt, failed, and probably just easily could have sprayed all of the other members of the rally and everybody else. It sucks that someone else had to die too. So 2 people are dead. President Trump has been injured. He seems to be doing well, and he's got that mugshot that made him the felon president, and now he's got the assassination attempt photo. So he is batting 1 million. We are batting 1 million. And I don't know. I think try as they hard. It's going to be interesting now to see how the Biden and Harris campaign is going to be going forward as of today. Are they going to quit or what? Are they just going to throw in the towel in the ring? or are they just going to continue? And also, it's going to be interesting. I think you can agree it's going to be interesting on the steps that they take. Are they going to put more restrictions on Biden? Are they not going to allow another debate for fear? Oh well, in lieu of this, it's very dangerous, and we don't want to risk the president. Either people, either gentleman, we don't want to risk, and that's probably what more or less, and that gives them the easy cop out of getting Joe not to speak and make more of a circus of things that they already are now. Oh, excuse me. Ate breakfast, so I was reheating my coffee. We have a thunderstorm. It's been raining. We have a bit of a summer storm. There was some rain, but moreover than anything else, there was a. I know you wouldn't think, but yeah, there's lightning. I'm kind of curious to see what's on the other side. So, I haven't been that tired in a long time. I barely got home. Threw my chuck roast that I had bought the other day. I threw it in the crock pot last night. Cut up some onions, salt and pepper, blah blah, and left it on low overnight. And now it's all flaky, ready for the tortillas. Well, my friends, look, wherever you are, I think we should just now be vigilant as a country. I think we all need to just definitely pray for our nation, pray for one another, and just be vigilant. If you happen to be a legal firearm owner, then definitely have your family do drills, be prepared, and just encourage everyone to stay. I'm sure you guys have your plans and everything. For those respectfully that are legal firearm owners and stuff, and I have a lot of friends. And I have family also right now that is in the military, so yeah, doesn't make things any easier in the situation. So, all right, my friends, I need to finish getting ready, drinking my coffee, take a shower, and off to work we go. I think we're in 1 to 8:30, 1 to 9:30. I think tonight. Either way, hopefully we'll see. We'll be busy and keep the mind on work and off of things for a few hours, right? All right. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, Jesus Christ.
The rampage happened just before 10:30 in the morning yesterday on Argyle Avenue off Franklin.
Oh shit, that's in Hollywood.
The moment a woman who was covered in blood set a Prius on fire. As flames engulfed the car, officers rushed to the scene and took that woman into custody before running into a nearby apartment building. That's where they found another woman injured in what appeared to be a hatchet attack. Officers recovered.
That's a woman?
The scene, the fire spread to a nearby Jeep before crews could put out those flames. Both vehicles were destroyed. No word on the condition of the woman this morning or what led to the violence. New this morning, this impacts his supporters and undecided voters.
Listen to her.
Well, in a race where you're arguably within the margin of error in a lot of swing states, any difference can make a huge difference. So how does this impact the race? I mean, again, it's the middle of July. We don't start voting until November, so we can't say for sure. But at this point, I think that the former president's response, again, was one of defiance. He projected a very strong image on stage. And what he's going to say is they're attacking me because they're attacking the rest of us. And I think he's going to try and frame this the same way he framed the criminal indictments, to say they're coming after me. Use that as proof that he is a victim both of political witch hunt, now an actual physical assassination attempt.
She's very left-leaning.
Again, it's hard to see how this hurts his overall theme that he is strong, that he is defiant, and that he is being attacked by others who don't want him to succeed.
Okay, so now talking about the other side, the Biden campaign. In the wake of this shooting incident, the Biden campaign now saying, quote, they are pausing all outbound communication and working to pull down our ads, that's what they're saying, as quickly as possible. So how does this shape the campaign?
Well, this is a moment where you don't want to look like you're doing anything other than saying violence is not acceptable in America. And now for the Biden campaign, arguably this is helpful, and I know this is just raw politics and it feels weird to talk about this when we're talking about an assassination attempt, but it gets him and his questions of mental abilities off of the front page. So in that way, having a conversation instead about this assassination attempt and not about whether or not President Biden is up to the task could be helpful. But I think if we want to just look at this in terms of who benefits, it's not the Biden campaign. They understand that they need to treat this seriously. They understand that they can't try and score political points. But again, maybe the benefit of not having to continue to talk about that disastrous debate performance.
Yeah, and we did see the president last night come out right after, condemn the violence.
It wasn't right after. It took a while.
In our country, and also saying that he had been trying to call the former president, and then
She's not a very nice person.
The former president. Now, the Republican response.
She actually kind of reminds me of
on TV and social media.
Who?
Democrats
From Dr. Seuss. Look at her
They need
nose.
to stop saying Trump is a threat to democracy. What's your reaction to that?
So I think the type of rhetoric that we have in our country, period, is a problem. And we have seen this in a variety of different events and experiences throughout more than just since last night and more than the last 4 years. So to the extent that political rhetoric needs to be tamped down, I think that there's something to that, and I think that's something that crosses the political aisle.
Didn't Maxine Waters call for Trump's assassination?
A potential turning point in American politics.
So I don't know that
Nancy Pelosi have a mention?
I know, again, if we look at how close this race is, I think
AOC.
any single factor could be a turning point, just because we
Who
see,
else?
as always, this is coming down to a few swing voters in a few swing states. And so to the extent that it moves them to the Trump column instead of the Biden column, then it will be a turning point, because we will have arguably a different outcome in November than we otherwise would have. But I think it's too soon to tell if this is just a horrific act of violence or if this really changes anything. We've seen a lot of acts of violence in our country, and arguably we have not seen it change the trajectory of politics, of policy. I think we have become oddly accustomed to violence in our country, and so I'm not sure that this
I wonder why.
Well, Jessica, thank you so much for being on today. For more from Jessica, you can check out her podcast, Passing Judgment, and stay with KTLA.
Passing Judgment.
Coverage of the
How
Trump
left?
shooting. We'll be joined in our next hour by a former